Good morning once again, and welcome back to this segment. The social media has contributed so much as far as political participation is concerned. Have you noticed that of late?
Yes.
Because what the posts on the social media, what you read in the newspaper said that they use it to deride Buhari.
Okay, yeah, the fake news.
Yeah, fake news,
yeah.
You know. They say the thing, they turn it the other way around. Yes. You know, well, however, what we want to talk about now is social media and political participation. Whom do we have here? We have the SSA to the Governor Obiano on digital entrepreneurship, talking about Mr. Ifeanyi Aniago. I'll add digital Ifeanyi Aniago.
All right.
Because all about you is digital, even looking at what you're wearing and all that. I can see that.
Okay.
Say hello to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, we also been joined also by Mr. Abuchi Onwumelu, a journalist. He's also somebody who has contributed so much in the social media because I don't know how many blogs you belong to, Mr. Man.
Many of them, actually.
Well, say welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we want to talk about the social media and political participation. People say that it is better to do it on the social media than do it on the actual the mainstream media. Let me start with you, Abuchi. Let me start with you because you belong to both, the mainstream and also the social media. So,
okay, thank you.
Political participation.
It is it has come to stay with us. Political participation, if truly you really want to achieve results, there must be new media involvement. The online influencers, they have a greater role to play because of the kind of audience they have, and on the spot analysis, on the spot conveying of messages. Mainstream media will be there to guard against fakery and fake news. And political participation, the way it is right now, we are preaching against hate speeches, campaign of calumny, things that mudslinging, things that will affect us adversely as a nation. We get against it. So that is why we are talking about engaging the right people in the right places, having people who are trained, intent and content to be on the social media, to give out the true nature of things, present it the way they are, and not fabrication, and not fallacies that we are used to these days. So, but I still maintain my stand that political participation cannot just only go within the political circle. Now, if you don't involve the online influencers, if you don't involve the mainstream media, I wonder how you take your message. Nobody will get to know about it.
All right, coming to you, Mr. Ifeanyi. We know that Nigeria had their first real test of social media in the 2011 elections. So from your own point of view, how did it fare that time? And how do you think it will affect the 2019 general elections?
Well, the effect is inevitable. Social media is a thing of now. And just like we always preached, is still part of the digitization that we're talking about. When at the first election, during the first Jonathan's election, people were thinking that it's just something that is going to pass, that the PDP then were using it because they have those who can do it. But the president that is here now, the President Buhari, also used it. We also saw it, what happened in the US election. We saw what happened at the Brexit campaign. The fact remains that we are in the era of digitization, the era of social media. So everything you are doing has to go into social media communication. So if you want to run any effective campaign, not just in politics now, any effective campaign you want to run, you have to involve social media. Now, coming down to politics, why it is very critical and why effect is very important is that it's not everybody that plays politics. Politics is just like every other social science, the humanities, the psychology, the philosophy. It's not everybody that plays it. But at a point, like in Nigeria, every 4 years, everybody is expected to be part of it through the voting process. So if you do not effectively engage the social media to communicate your activities as a leader, as a government, by that point that everybody will be coming to be participating, the only thing that people will get to know will be just the promises. And that is what happens. So when the election comes and people are already told about promises,
within the years of governance, the years of leadership, they don't get to know again what is happening. That is the only thing that the governor of Anambra State bridged when he came on board, making sure that he got social media aids that was able to communicate to people, both home and diaspora, about what he's doing. So the election more like became easier for him because he integrated social media, through which he also created a lot of jobs, and through which we have moved into the digital entrepreneurship. So you see, social media is the thing of now. And let me tell you, of all the 8 social sciences we have, there was a time philosopher kings were the leaders of the world. There was a time the religious leaders were the leaders of the world. And so that's how it has been. There was a time the great public speakers were the leaders of the world. Now what we have is social media as the, I say it's the 9th social science. We should find a way to put it into there. Because so those who are in it, if you check the caliber of people who are coming out, to grab the not too young to run opportunity. Okay. Most of them are people who are doing well in the cyberspace. Okay. So it has become part of what we are doing. People should even be, in fact, we should digitize the political space.
I didn't make any mistake. I'm telling you.
All right, apart from the youth, to what extent do other Nigerians, that's the electorate, exposed to political campaign messages on social media? And then how do they react to that?
No, to a great extent, like what Mr. Abuchi actually said, people are not yet taking, everything they see on social media as the fact, as the truth. But we are facing the reality now. We don't have the opportunity. How many persons go outside there to read the newspaper? Some read it later. So people now run to the social media to get the breaking news. They run to social media to get what is happening. In fact, every politician now wants to have a social media account. So apart from the young people, it's an office. It's an office that has been created by need. It's not no longer a thing of choice. So Nigerians everywhere, world over, everybody is now looking up to social media to see the message that people are passing.
Okay, the numbers are still on your screen there. You can ask questions or contribute to this discussion. Social media and political participation. Politics is becoming a little bit juicy and lucrative as well. And do you think using the social media will also enrich someone? Abuchi?
Yes, of course, because just like what we've been saying, that social media has come to stay, no doubt about that, but there is still need for convergence, because I believe that every other media, both the traditional, both the older media have been in place before now. And we're talking about how the politicians should maximize the opportunity given to them. And I don't see social media putting away the traditional media. Okay. It's just like when we have the wooden gong, the metal gong, people thought that it is the only way. And maybe when the advent of the radio, the television, people thought that the wooden gong will go away. But today we still have wooden gong in form of information dissemination. From there we have the newspaper. Newspapering has been in the folk. From now we have the new media, which is the social media. So I think there is still need for convergence. And what we're preaching is that no one will give way for the other. The only thing is that let's have professionals who will give out what they have. Yes.
All right, still on that, how do we ensure that these platforms are not being misused?
Yes, that is why we want to call our politicians, especially it is not enough to have a media team opening a Facebook account and people will start to call themselves your media team. Look at if they are trained. There are people, even if they are not trained with a prerequisite qualification, theoretically, you can engage them in workshop. Organize a workshop for your media people. Let them know what news or newspapering, what information management is all about. It's not enough to give somebody a smartphone. Like what we're witnessing on social media today, both on WhatsApp, on Facebook, you see people mixing up tenses, bringing up a lot of things. Those who cannot even write correct sentences, they are there forming media aids to people. That is what we are against.
Okay, you are a campaigner of DG entrepreneur.
I think the best follow-up is that this convergence is talking about is that digital entrepreneurship. Because basically what we then do here is, because we have two sides of the story now. Young people who are not media experts or journalists, trained journalists in social media, know how to use social media. And then trained journalists who know what they are doing, who don't know how to use social media. So the point of convergence is, how do you train these young people, as you have said, to learn the basics, the rudiments of journalism? Yeah. And then how do you improve the capacity of those trained journalists to know how to do social media? And that's what we do in digital entrepreneurship.
Yes, to leverage
so that's all about the trainings that we do. So if you come on and you think you can engage in social media, then you learn the rudiments of journalism. Do you understand? Yeah. And again, the politicians themselves have to be brought to speed.
Yes.
Because a lot of them only, we call it e-toggery. when you are induced to attack the other person through the cyberspace. That's e-thuggery. So we just prove that thuggery that we used to have.
Another word I've learned from you
No,
today.
that's what it is. Because that is what talk is about. You are attacked, you are induced. You are not by money or anything to attack the other person. So those are the kind of person that you see online. They don't have details of anything. All they are doing is to attack the other. It happens when the leader himself doesn't know the value of the cyberspace. So part of the digital entrepreneurship we are doing is also bring all those stakeholders on board. I think with time we are talking about doing a special training for all the political leaders across board, across all political parties. Because the more we inform them on the need for social media, the more they want to engage quality persons.
Yes. Our viewer want to know if social media involvement in politics and also using digital means of participating in politics, how far can it enhance our democracy in a way of trying to round up? It's
just about management, okay? It's about engaging, putting the right peg in the right places, having the right people to manage. In fact, if the federal government, let me use that, during the rundown to 2015 presidential election, we witnessed a lot of people campaigns on social media, bringing in from all corners, from the APC, from the ruling party, then PDP, and a lot of qualified people were manning these areas of conveying information. So now, but what we're saying is that the way to enhance political participation is when we start playing down on campaign of calumny, playing down on hate speeches, training minds. You know, there's two different things. It's not enough to say I'm a graduate and I read mass communication. It's not enough. What we're talking about after that, the application is the problem we're having. You get to the social media because you've been paid peanuts. You term yourself ERAS.
Okay, thank you very much.
ERAS.
ERAS.
DG Ifeanyi. Okay.
The simple thing, the way we can enhance on that is asking everybody, both the politicians, the leaders of thought, the young people who are interested in it, the new media aids that they have, they should all key into the digital entrepreneurship.
That's so.
Okay. If the Anambra State government has established the Digipreneur Hub, you come there, you learn all those and learn the basics. That's where I started. I started as the executive assistant to the governor on media, handling the social media, and today see where we are. So if I can move like that, from pressing my phone at home to working with governor as a senior aide, why can't people explore that opportunity? So that is what is there, digital entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
And that will make our democracy and also politics to flow.
Of course. Yes. We can't run away from social media. That is the next platform.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ifeanyi Aniago. Well, I added DG Ifeanyi.
I want to digitize everything.
You want to digitalize everything. SA2, the governor on digital entrepreneur. We want to say thank you really for coming to ABS Good Morning Anambra.
Thank you.
We want to also thank you, Abuchi Onwumele. Well, I'll call you a blogger, I'll call you a journalist, I'll call you, I don't know what to call you because you're a man of many parts.
All-rounder.
Thank you for coming to this show.
You're welcome.
Thank
Well,
you.
that's the most we can take on this segment.
Yes,
I
on
know
this
you want to
segment.
stay because you want to digitalize everything.
Of course, yes, I want to do that, but then we have to go.